Moving at about 173 miles per hour on July 27, 2025, in the thick hours of 0040, three unmanned machines will slice through the air under the guise of darkness, looking to cause as much mayhem as possible in Volgograd Oblast, Russia. It will cause a massive blast near Zhitovo Station. Special delivery to Russia, with love from the Ukraine. There will be no warning sounds, no signatures, and no sonic booms to announce their arrival. No radar screens will light up an alarm because the incoming drones are engineered to be silent and destroy on a massive scale, all happening on a little budget, and with knowledge they've sourced from the dark side of 5-minute crafts. They aren't just NATO-issued predators or high-budget military marvels. These are low-cost, low-altitude, high-impact platforms built in workshops, garages, and probably off spare Amazon delivery drone parts. A carbon fiber body, a fixed wing, a tail rudder borrowed from hobbyist blueprints. And at the center of it all, a mission to stall or possibly cripple Russian military transport by the Ukrainians. Their destination is the Volgograd Traction Power Substation, located just south of the city in the Zhitovo area of Otakbrsi district. It doesn't look like much, just another gray Soviet-era concrete square surrounded by gravel, chain-link fencing, and the occasional maintenance truck. But to anyone managing Russian logistics, this spot is a critical artery. It is where high-voltage electricity gets transformed into traction current that powers Russia's southern rail lifelines. The routes that move tanks from Rostov, resupply gear from Astrakhan, and troop rotations toward Donbass. From a satellite's infrared lens, the substation pulses with heat. Metal nodes pushing 30 kilovolt step-down current into rails that reach hundreds of kilometers in both directions. 4 major traction lines intersect here, and the load they carry supports everything from military convoys to civilian resupply. If you kill this grid, you cause a blackout and force an army to wait. And Ukraine is betting that a few repurposed surveillance drones can do exactly that. By 00:55 a.m., Russian regional aviation authorities are beginning to suspend flight operations in nearby air corridors, citing drone activity near Volgograd's airport. But it's not the airport that's in danger, it's the grid. And in just a few minutes, the drones will get there. By 1 a.m., the first drone arrives. It skims just 7 meters above the wheat fields outside the perimeter. The body? Probably a variant of the Mugen 5 or Ukraine's own UJ-22 airborne clone. A lightweight plastic composite shell, maybe 35 kilograms fully loaded. The engine hums like a mosquito. It's barely audible. And that hum? It's about to tear through steel. On board is a warhead the size of a shoebox, roughly 5 kilograms of explosive, packed with bolts, nails, and sheet metal cuttings. It is not built for shock and awe. It arrives, but promptly, it is stopped. Boom! By 1:12 a.m., the second drone rips through the smoke. This one slams into the west quadrant, where there's no air defense interception, so there is no scramble either. The SAM coverage is aimed 300 kilometers west. Volgograd never had a chance. The second detonation finishes the job the first one started. Sparks arc through the night. High voltage lines snap. The switchgear relay, the one that controls east-west rail flow, is engulfed. Now the sky's orange. No smoke, orange. Plasma orange. Electric. Firefighters are dispatched at 1:30 a.m., always on standby to help when necessary. But by then, the site is beyond saving. 3 transformers are already scrap metal. 1 substation control room is reduced to ash. And power is not coming back soon. Local telegram channels start buzzing. Vereshia Bonstanzia. The substation's burning. Residents post shaky phone videos from balconies. The smoke visible even from 5 kilometers away. No one knows exactly what hit them. The military offers no immediate statement. Everywhere, civil authorities scramble. By 1:40 a.m., more drones are rumored to be circling. No one can really tell what happens to it, but it is confirmed that it never hits the core grid. But it actually doesn't need to. The damage is already catastrophic. Flying at just under 150 knots, roughly 173 miles per hour, and keeping to an altitude below 30 meters, about 98 feet. They come in low and fast, hugging the terrain, masked by contours of the Russian steppe. They cross the border undetected, gliding beneath the coverage arc of Volgograd's already overstretched air defense grid, which is busy watching the skies over Belgorod and Crimea. Each drone carries a warhead the size of a small microwave, packed with high explosive and industrial shrapnel. It's not fancy, neither is it high-tech, but at 150 knots and 40 feet up, it does not have to be. These drones are ghosts, deliberately tuned to blend in with civilian aviation noise, too small to be worth a buck missile, too numerous to intercept one by one, and they're not coming to buzz around or draw fire. They're coming to turn off the lights. Rail traffic across Volgograd screeched to a halt. Emergency protocols began rerouting trains over 200 kilometers away, jamming the Rostov and Saratov corridors. One halted convoy is confirmed to be transporting tank parts bound for the southern front. Another carries fuel logistics headed toward Astrakhan. Falling debris from the destroyed Ukrainian drones disrupt the railway power supply, including railway operations in some parts of the Volgograd region, and for a good while. The full scope of what is happening becomes clear by 2 a.m., and to anyone watching military rail logistics from a map room in Moscow. Volgograd is not just another power node, it's a switchboard between war zones. You don't move armored units from Uralvagonzanad, Nizhny Tagil, to Crimea without passing through here. You don't redirect fuel convoys to the southern theater without traction on this stretch. The Oktябrьsky substation feeds critical stretches of the Volga rail arc, connecting east-west arteries from Astrakhan to Rostov. Disabling it creates a rail bottleneck. But not just any bottleneck. You could reroute south toward Olista, but that adds 300 kilometers. Or north through Saratov, jamming already stretched civilian freight. Both options are bad, but Russia has no choice. The blackout here isn't measured in hours. It's measured in timetables torn apart, resupply delays, and battalions waiting for parts that aren't coming. Rail controllers mark the damage in red on the logistics display. Maintenance crews from as far as Kursk are mobilized, but they won't arrive until midday. In the meantime, trains are backed up across 6 oblasts, with some stuck dead on the tracks for over 5 hours. Russian Railways is forced to issue its first internal alert on disrupted freight movement through southern sectors. Russia has downed 99 drones overnight over 12 Russian regions, the Crimean Peninsula and the Black Sea, each one extremely troublesome and worry-inducing. The July 27th strike did not emerge from thin air. It informs of a pattern that started 6 days earlier in Rostov Oblast. On July 21st, around 3 a.m., residents in the town of Kolomnolony waked to air defense missiles streaking across the sky. Russian SAM units spot incoming drones and open fire. Most are shot down. But that's not enough. One UAV crashes directly onto the roof of the Kolomnolony railway station. No explosion, but enough kinetic force to start a fire. The flames consume parts of the roof and jump into the dispatch office. Evacuations begin immediately. Train service is suspended. 26 passenger trains are delayed or halted. Some routes stop for more than 4 hours. Telegram explodes with images, burning tiles, smoke pouring into the sky, stranded passengers waiting on darkened platforms. As a result of this drone attack, the building of the Kolomnolony railway station in the Rostov region catches fire, leading to disruption of the schedule of more than 50 passenger trains. They are ultimately delayed. The city doesn't sleep either. Neither does the Russian railways. 2 days later, on July 23rd, Novocherkassk is next. This time, the target is a power station linked to the city's railway infrastructure. Just past midnight, Ukrainian drones approach again. Russian air defenses respond. Missiles intercept, but even successful hits scatter debris. At this time, debris is enough. A chunk of drone body slams into the main transformer array. The resulting fire knocks out power to several railway branches. Overhead power lines short. Train signals fail. Streetlights dim. Emergency crews scramble. For nearly 2 hours, rail movement halts. The city, however briefly, chokes. In both cases, the pattern is unmistakable. Ukraine doesn't need precision, it just needs presence. The cost of each drone? Roughly $20,000. The cost of shutting down a railway junction for a night? Priceless. Volgograd isn't the climax. It is a case study. By July 27th, Ukraine perfected a new doctrine. They've already done this in Crimea, targeting substations, oil depots, and bridges. But now the focus is broader. Rail logistics, the lifeblood of Russian war operations. Every shell, every T-90 tank, every ration crate passes through these lines. And Russia depends on electric traction. Most military and civilian freight lines are electrically powered. If you shut down substations, you don't just stop a train, you freeze an entire system. There's no intercept footage, no prepared PR response.